Everybody, welcome to Unlocking the Magic. You're listening to episode 271. You guys, I am so excited because today we are joined by a very special guest. You guys, I literally fangirl every time I see him on TV. He is the host of Disney Parks Blog Live, Inside Disney Parks. Our good friend, Mark Daniel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Hi, Connie, and good morning to you, Bruce.
Morning. I fangirl as well when I see you on the YouTube and Facebook, so don't feel left out from me.
Okay. And I fangirl when I see you guys. So.
Nice. Oh, well, thank you. I hope that wasn't weird, but it's true.
Me or you?
For Bruce, whatever. No, do you know, if you fangirl, just be proud, right? I just love your energy. Every time I see you on TV, I feel, since day one, I've told you that from the start, before we even got to know you, is like your energy on whatever, if you're on Facebook or YouTube. I know you do like a YouTube channel and everything. Your energy is addicting and I love it. You make me laugh and I need that.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. And that means a lot to me because I tell you, when I'm doing Inside Disney Parks or a live stream, that energy you see is real because I've been at Walt Disney World for a long time. I'm working on 27 years. It was my high school job.
Did you start when you were 3?
I did.
Nice.
I was one of the kids in the small world.
Oh, nice. Amazing.
That makes sense.
Makes sense, right? In a little Nigerian village. That was me. But, it's real enthusiasm. I'm really excited, and it was, and hopefully will continue to be my dream job, is bringing that magic. Just like you guys do, unlocking the magic for people that want to know more about Disney, and the magic is bringing the magic to people from all around the world. So I get really excited when I get to do that. So thank you for acknowledging that.
I love it too. You know what? I'm going to be brutally honest.
Wait.
Not with you, but with life. I have a hard time with people capturing my attention and making me want to continue to watch. But with you, for some reason, I like doing that. I don't usually watch a whole lot of Facebook or YouTube videos about Disney, to be honest. But like when I see you doing the Disney Parks blog, your enthusiasm makes me want to stay tuned.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, and speaking of, since I'm in my office, check this out. Not a lot of people know this. This is Inside Disney Parks blog, promotional content, Mark Daniel. We got a Telly Award.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
How do I get one of those, Mark? That's so cool.
Put me on your show.
I would walk around with that all the time. Like I literally would be like.
Connie would put it on a necklace.
I was going to do that. I'm going to make a necklace for it. It's a little heavy, but.
That is so awesome. When were you given that award?
This was 2019.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Is that for the live show, like the Disney Parks blog live?
That's for the Inside Disney Parks. So the ones we pre-record, so the whole team, editing and the whole team of editing, script writing and hosting and directing.
So what's the difference between the pre-scripted ones and the live ones, other than one being live and one being recorded? Yeah,
so the pre-scripted one, the live ones are a little bit, it's usually directed by Bob Hitchcock.
Yeah.
And so the difference is that this one, when we do it live, we're really focusing on one thing and we kind of elaborate on that. So it might be, let's say it's the Candlelight Processional, and then we might elaborate a little bit. We'll take you backstage on the Candlelight Processional. We might interview the host and maybe do some pre-film content with them in the park and talking about their favorite things. Whereas Inside Disney Parks, we take you inside the parks and we have a little more time to play with that, and we'll get you content from all the parks around the world. And that's the difference. We have more time to get reports from Disneyland, from Disneyland Paris, from Shanghai. And
so fun.
Let me ask you this. First, would you rather, Mark? We did this last time.
We did. Oh, we're going to go.
I'm jumping right in.
Right into it. I like it.
Would you rather the Disney Parks blog live or behind, what is it called? What was the second one?
Inside Disney Parks.
I'm sorry. I'm not good with words or phrases, by the way.
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Okay, I got to pick one because you put me on the spot.
Yeah.
I think I like the immediate reactions of the Disney Parks live streams.
Yes.
I think I like because I am used to live audiences. I like that immediate response, the immediate reaction. I like things go wrong and I got to fill. That's and I kind of don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes, things run long. I can be interviewing somebody and all of a sudden a big voiceover starts because it's the 5-minute warning. kids walk by, ice cream carts go by. So it's really fly by the seat of your pants. So it's almost like theater and live theater in a way. So if I had to pick, I would pick the Disney parks live streams because they're fun and you never know what's going to happen.
That's awesome. I actually was thinking of that because it's more like improv, so you can it's probably like more exciting to you because, like you said, anything can kind of happen at any moment, right?
I'll give you an example. A lot of times when I do my interviews, whether I'm interviewing an executive chef or a Disney CEO or even a celebrity, we have one rehearsal. Yeah. And I try to tell them, I'll say a couple things. Everything is perfect right now. That's because it's not showtime. Also, I'll tell them, focus on me, because people, if you've been to Walt Disney World, there's a 15-minute announce, 10-minute announce, and a 5-minute announce. So there's music, depending on the show, sometimes even that is theatrical. So, and that's when we do our show. We do our show, if we're doing a live stream, we do it 15 minutes before the show starts. Wow. So if I'm doing an interview, a lot of times the big announcement will come in and that can throw my guest off. So I tell them, if anything goes wrong, just focus on me.
Oh my gosh.
And so that happens a lot. Also, what else where was I going with this? We're talking about what I like.
So like things happen spur of the moment because you kind of have to just pick up quickly. Yes, right? Like there's no time to really think about what you want to do.
That's exactly. Like me. That's like me and Connie. I love live. I hate doing things twice.
Yeah.
I hate it. I get disinterested. I love doing things like spur of the moment and like.
Yeah. And it flows naturally. So I have, just like any reporter, I have an in-ear monitor. So a lot of times while I'm talking, especially the hardest is when I'm talking to a Disney executive, because, I used to interview who is now the CEO of Walt Disney World. I used to talk to Bob Chapek a lot.
Really?
Yeah. So I used to talk to Bob Chapek. I interview him, and he has his bullet points to make. So in my ear, Bob, my director, would say, okay, you have one more question. And in the middle of it, he might say, okay, one more question. Now Bob is looking at the time. So we have 15 minutes before the show starts, and he's got 2 interviews. We've got to tell him about Disney Springs, and we have to tell him about this new movie, and we have a video that runs for 2 minutes. Wow. So we have all these things in our live stream. So he'll say, okay, while Bob Chapek is talking, he say, wrap him up. And he can be in the middle of his, his bullet points, and I'm just smiling. I'm just like, eh. And he's like, what? Wrap him up. And I'm like, what? But in the end, this is my big boss. Yeah. And I can tell he needs to get out. Year of a million dreams. You know what I mean? Because I know, the marketing lingo. So I'm like, I can't just yet. So all those things are happening in my ear.
That's crazy. In my ear, it's kind of usually just say, Bruce, don't say that.
I'm literally, that's me. Yeah. I have to
That's funny though. That's funny because you have your producer who really has the time. It's like a time crunch. You only have so much time to get it out, but you got to tell Bob Chapek to hurry it up.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a couple of secrets. One secret I have is I'll tell my host, while you're talking to me, they're always to my for the most part, to my left. When they're talking, if I kind of put my elbow on them, that's me telling them that I need to wrap you up. And I tell them how important it is, especially the executive.
So you're like.
Yeah. So I'll be like, so then they know, start wrapping it up because I got to come in. Also, when I say I got to tell you, that's my little, my filler. So in my ear, Bob would say, Mark, we don't have a lot of time. So I'll move so quickly, because sometimes you see me talking really fast. So he said, Mark, we don't have a lot of time. We need to get from the opening, because we have, usually in the live stream, we have a pre-recording opening. Then we have the voiceover into me, and then we have another video. So within that, he'll say, Mark, you have about 4.3 seconds to talk. So I might go so fast, he might say, Mark, you got another 2 minutes. Now, 2 minutes or nothing. He's just like, Mark, you got 2 minutes before I can run this video.
Oh, my.
So when I say, I got to tell you, that is me taking time to think about what I'm going to say next.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm going to have to go back and watch those videos.
You'll see me say, hey, so I got to tell you. And so that's me saying, slowing down my brain to stop to go, okay, Mark, let me put some extra stuff in your head that you can talk about.
Fill it back up. Right.
How do you stay focused with someone talking in your ear to what you're doing on video?
That it's really hard. I got really used to it. So it's almost like I have 2 brains going on and you kind of get used to it. Yeah. So
I have half a brain, so I needed one more.
So yeah, you have to break that in half too.
Yeah.
So you gotta get used to it. I'll tell you, the first time it happened, I was live and I was talking. This was I did a show called Lights, Motors, Action. You know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Our
So
daughter's favorite show.
Our daughters, yeah.
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 So I got to learn in-air monitors very well during Lights, Motors, Action because since I played the director, I'm supposed to know everybody on the cast. But the people driving the cars, when I have to introduce them, they're wearing helmets. So I have no idea who they are. So when they pull up and I have to introduce them, as soon as they pull up, in my ear, the director will say, "That's Bruce."
Ah.
And I'll say, "Okay, ladies and gentlemen, driving the red car, we got Bruce. And driving the villain car, that's Connie. We've got Connie."
That's cool. Can you just make up a name though?
Yeah, right. Have you ever had to like make up a name because like there's a technical error?
Definitely, I've made up names, but let me tell you something. They don't, they're going to give you a hard time. The guys, they're going to give you a hard time. Like, oh, I guess I'm Colonel Fred. Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So they'll give you a hard time. So you'd rather not be like the focus of when they're going to prank you backstage. So
yeah,
right.
I mean, there's certain people you probably don't want to mess with, and stunt guys and gals are probably those people.
Yep.
Exactly, those stunt guys, yeah. So and they want their recognition because they are doing some stuff.
Yeah, those stunts that they do on that show. I mean, I know it's not around anymore, but that was amazing. Those girls and girls were pros.
Yeah. So I'll give you an example. So one day I was talking and they had a change in one of the drivers. So as I'm talking during the show, it's my second show, and it's the first time the director's coming into my ear while the show is going on. Usually it's like I know he's coming in because the cars are pulling up, but he had to tell me something while I was talking. And there's a way to listen while you're talking. So this is me in the show, and I'm like, and he's about to talk. So this is me doing my line. So I'm like, "Hey everybody, and welcome to Lights, Motors, Action. We're gonna." Tell you what the stunts are like. And he was like, "Mark, what was that?" But so that's basically, because it's literally you think
oh my God.
the other people are talking to you. Also, the drivers, when I first got there doing shows, I can hear them, but no one else can hear them. They're not mic'd. So I would introduce the hero driver, and I come and say, this is Ryan McVeigh driving the red car, and I'll shake his hand. And then I keep talking, but they used to mess with me and they would start talking to you, but no one can hear them. So they'd be like, I said, "This is Ryan McVeigh, our red car driver." He's like, "Yeah, I was driving the car, but I'm not feeling too well. What do you think of that?"
Oh no.
So I think you should be fine. But no one has heard what he said.
Oh my God.
That's how they prank you. They talk to you.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That is epic.
I don't know how you do that. Like, I don't think I'd be able to like control myself. Be a hot mess.
Yeah, it's on my resume now. So IFB is on my resume because it is. It's not easy to perform and use it at the same time.
How long did it take you to like really master it?
It took. You can get it. You can get used to it when you use it. And luckily, working at Disney, I get to work every day, and I did Lights, Motors, Action. So I was using an IFB every single day. And at Indiana Jones, we have it as well. So I got lucky. It was a daily routine for me. So I learned it pretty quickly. But if you have, go ahead, Cardi. Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask you. You mentioned Indiana Jones because the last time you were on our show, we didn't really get into Indiana Jones that much. So I was just curious. So are you still You're still the producer of that show?
Yeah. So I was up until Disney closed. I was still portraying the role of assistant director. Yeah. So that was going. I was going up until hopefully.
Because I need to know. We need to know the day in the life of Mark Daniel on that show. Like I need to hear some secrets of that show because it is one of my absolute favorites. Not to totally fangirl too much, but like I just remember seeing it when I was little and just having so much fun. And even till this day, no matter how many times we go to see that show, we still walk away with a big smile on our faces. So
it's a great show. I mean, to be honest with you, the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, as we know it, is a show that would not exist within the last 20 years. If Disney was going to ever produce a show, if it wasn't for Hollywood, they would not make that show. That show was beyond its time. It's unique because the stunt coordinator for Indiana Jones, he actually created that show. So the guy who made the stunts for the films created that show. Here's a funny story they tell. With Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, they're working on Indiana Jones. So when the park is opening, they decided let's do Indiana Jones stunt show. So they decided let's get the stunt coordinator who did the films, and he did not want to do it. He's like, I work in the movies. I don't want to make a theme park show. So they said, look, we really want you to consider working on this show. So he decided that he would charge them the most amount of money to the point where they would say no. He would create a show so elaborate that they would not be able to afford it, and they would pass on it so he can focus on the movies. Well, he created this show so elaborate, 3 different sets, explosion, flipping trucks, airplane, boulder, everything, and they said yes. And he was like, darn it, I gotta go to work.
Wow.
And that's one of the big reasons, Indiana Jones, and it was so elaborate. A lot of the Kevin Broussard, who's one of the original stunt performers that plays Indiana Jones, he still works there now. He's moved on to the director role.
The tall guy?
Go ahead.
Is he the big tall guy?
Oh,
No. He's
that's somebody else.
He's like, if you ever see him, he's got a full beard. And if you look at him, he kind of looks like Harrison Ford a little bit.
Okay.
But we tease him because we say he's the only person that could still really play Harrison Ford at his age. Because a lot of the, go ahead, Connie.
No, I think I was reading about that. I saw a little clip of it. I forget where, but I saw something about him being on the show for so long, but I had no idea like his age. It was just so fascinating to me. I had no idea. And then I was reading something about the show originally costing like $20 million to produce.
Yeah. So it's kind of along the lines of what we're talking about. It's a very expensive show.
Yeah.
And it's like the set pieces are in the Guinness World Book of Records, the largest set pieces, movable set pieces ever created.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's a fun show. And like I said, it's a show that probably would not be created here in the parks within the last 20 years because there's so many things involved with it, and it's still a very visceral, fun show to watch.
Even no matter how many times you watch it, you know exactly what's going to happen after you watch it so many times, but it's still interesting to me every time I see it. Because it's cool because where you sit, depending on where you sit, you see different things. So if you just sit in a different spot every time, the show is a little bit different to you.
Yeah, I saw a funny thing one time, and there are times when I watch the Indiana Jones show and I look at the audience for certain effects. Like I look to them when the fire goes off, when the truck flips, when the plane blows up. Sometimes I just like looking at the audience, because everybody loves fireworks, and explosions are dangerous, but done safely, they're fun.
Yeah,
to watch. One time there's this little kid. He's sitting with his mom. He's probably like 5 years old, pretty bad with ages, but that's his age. So it was one of the shows on the side where the truck flips. So Connie and Bruce, you know how the show is. When you're looking at that show, if you're sitting watching the show, on one side is the buildings, but then you have another side where a truck comes around and it explodes and it flips. So he is sitting there with his mom, and the front row is empty on that far left-hand side. So he gets brave, and probably about 5 minutes before that scene happens where that truck flips, he goes down to the front row. So I can see his mom kind of like, no, I don't want you to go down there. And he goes down there, and his mom just leaves him because it's okay. He just moves down to the front, and then the truck comes around. The effect of it blows up, and it flips, and he runs back to his mom. Sat next to it. He sat next to it for the rest of the show. So I think for the rest of the day, she probably used that to keep him in line.
You never know what's going to happen. Something could explode right around you. You feel the heat too.
Go down there.
Yeah, when those explosions happen, you can feel the heat in the audience hit you.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
One time a guest asked me, they said, so is the fire real? I was like, well, and they were like, no, this is a little question. They said, I could feel the heat. Is the fire real? And I was like, yeah, it is.
How'd you not laugh?
Right.
Oh, yeah, first you gotta laugh.
Yeah, you're messing with me, right?
Yeah.
Serious? Am I being punk right now?
Yeah, right.
But it's also legendary in the business because a lot of the stunt performers from the show, the stunt women and stunt guys, also too, there are women that are in the show that you never know are women, and they play there's a lot of bad guys in the show, the little bad guys, and they kind of wrap their hair around. But the stunt women and stunt guys, they are in the business, you know, and a lot of in the stunt business in Hollywood, if you did come from the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, all stuntmen in the business, they are from that show or they know that show, and it is a feather in your cap.
Really?
Okay, yeah, you have a different level. You did the stunt show, okay? Because we know it's a lot of work every day. Those stunt performers work really hard. A lot of them, they have been in Black Panther, and you know, so they've been in all the Avengers films.
Wow.
One of the tall guys you talked about, Bruce, he in the first Avengers film, he was motion capture for Thanos.
Really?
When they introduced Thanos, like in the first Avengers, I believe, and the fans will correct me if I'm wrong, the whole movie happens, and at the end, you see Thanos sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
Right? And that's I believe that was the first time you saw Thanos. So go ahead, Connie, you're pointing at
Well, Bruce knows who that is, because for the ladies that are listening right now, I was like, my jaw was dropped. He's like 6 Bruces. Yeah, I've never seen somebody so massive before. And I think my jaw was on the ground the whole show the last time we were there, and I think he got a little jealous.
No.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Bruce.
Fine.
And he also played the motion capture for the villain in Alita Battle Angel. And then his big role was he played Venom. So he's the motion capture for Venom.
No way, really?
Yeah. And then earlier on, there's another guy. His name was I forget his name, but he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, and Planet of the Apes. So a lot of these stunt performers, they go right to Hollywood. One of the girls, her name is Michelle Waitman. She has been at Indiana Jones for a long time playing Marion, and she was Sarah Michelle Gellar's stunt double for Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Wow.
I believe that's the actress's name. I always mess it up, but I believe that.
I think that's right.
Yeah, you all are so incredibly talented. That's why, like, no matter how many times we see the show, because a lot of listeners ask us, you know, is it a must do on every trip? And we're like, yes, absolutely. Even though you've seen it multiple times, like Bruce says, no matter like your perception changes where you sit, and again with the stunts and everything, like it always seems to capture our heart, and like we laugh and we just have a good time.
Yeah, last time we sat down like the bottom right hand corner, kind of
Yeah.
where all the people come and go, and it's good. It's funny to watch like the behind the scenes of everybody kind of getting psyched up, ready to go out on stage. It's pretty.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, so you do 3 shows a day when you're
Yes, I either do 2 or 3 shows a day. So there's usually 5 shows a day of the Epic Stunt Spectacular.
Yeah.
And the it's kind of different for me as a what's called an equity actor, since I'm not a stunt person. So we have 3 equity actors that are not stunt people, and that will be your casting director, your assistant director, and your director. Now, and then everybody else are stunt performers. So the actors will do either 3 shows or 2 shows a day. And one day a week you'll do 2 shows, the rest you'll do 3. And then the performers, they kind of rotate. I think, I'm not familiar, I don't know enough to tell you how many they do, but they rotate and they have subs and they have swings and different things like that.
Do you take a nap after? Like, I don't know how you have that energy to do it more than once a day. That's what I'm completely blown away by.
Here's what's unique about this.
Yeah.
A lot of cast members will walk by and they'll see the stunt performers playing a game they made up called Moat Ball. It's kind of like tennis and racquetball. And they're out there playing and they go, I wish I could play, or they don't even work. But the thing is that it's what they do, it's best not to nap. They have to keep moving. That's going to protect them from pulling muscles, breaking muscles, tearing muscles. So they're constantly moving. You know, when the show is over, they're back into playing Moat Ball. And right before 5 minutes, they're running in, putting back the costume on and going. So
That's incredible.
Yeah, they're constantly moving. Even in the break room, they'll be doing their little tricks.
Our youngest daughter does gymnastics, so she loves watching them like do their stunts.
Yeah.
Yes. And some of them have different shows where they'll do, chair act or teeterboard stuff, and they're always rehearsing those kind of things. You know, so always staying.
That's so cool. Wow. Really great info. I love it. Like, again, last time we were there, we didn't get to see you. I think it was on your off day or whatever, but we were looking out for you. And I remember it was just still such a great experience.
Well, everybody messages us. Hey, is Mark working Indiana Jones? I'm like, I don't know if he's working Indiana Jones today.
That's so funny. Yeah. I'm there. Have you ever had a tour of the set?
No. I didn't even know you could.
Well, let's put it in the future when the parks
right.
open again.
We're recording this. I'm holding you to that.
Yeah.
We do it. Hold my
All
feet
right.
to the fire.
All
Yeah,
right.
if you two come,
Okay.
we'll talk more about it. There's a particular show where it's best. I can walk you around and show you, like you said, Bruce, you like the behind the scenes. I'll
Yeah,
show
that'd be
you
awesome.
the engine that rolls the ball. A lot of people don't know this, but I can show you. So the boulder, the giant boulder, a little fact about it is that it actually does weigh 400 pounds.
Really?
No.
Yeah. So what it is, it's
It's
basically
It is terrifying. Like if that guy messes up one iota, he's dead.
yeah. It's so it's an inflatable. I don't know the material it's made out of, but it's like a beach ball, and then inside of it is a beach ball, but the rubber on the outside is like a sleeve made to look like a rock, and that is very heavy. So inside that rock looking round thing is a bladder that is filled with air.
Huh.
So that has to be a certain PSI. And then when the boulder's coming out, just because of physics, just like a roller coaster, the ramp the ball is on, for it to move that quickly, if they built a ramp, it would have to be very high, extending very far out of the show area. So it actually has tires, a machine that spins the ball. So it spins 35 miles an hour. So when the doors are opening, the boulder is already spinning. You just can't tell.
Wow.
So it's already spinning, and that's why sometimes we have to cut it. If the ball does not spin at 35 miles an hour, it cannot be released.
That's what happened last time. We thought they'd changed the show,
Yeah.
but now we get it because we had never seen it not roll down before.
Yes. So basically, if the PSI is different, there's all these sensors, and then so that could happen. If it's a cold day, it's a hot day, the ball lost some air for some reason.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, the PSI is not enough, and so we can't launch the ball.
Oh. Yeah, we're from New England, so we know all about ball pressure and PSI.
Oh, it's a Patriots thing.
Right,
that was
right? Old school. A callback.
Yeah.
So that ball is 35 miles an hour, and then they lift it. So when they lift it into place, it's coming.
That's amazing.
That is terrifying, though, the fact that it actually weighs that much. Like now, I mean, I always had a appreciation for the actors, but now, holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
That
thing
is-
hits you, you're done.
He's kind of running for a reason.
Right? He's not just pretending. He's really running away from that thing.
So the last time we had you on your show, we actually got a lot of messages afterwards we had questions from your fans that we didn't think of.
I know, we've been talking for half an hour. We didn't even ask
I
the
know,
questions
because
yet.
I totally fangirl. I just listen like this.
I like your bracelets. I see your bracelets. by
Oh,
the way.
I love my bracelet. Thank you so much. Do you still make these?
I do, yeah.
Awesome. Where can people find them?
Oh, on my website, Mark Daniel Comedy.
All right.
And I'm working on a new style of bracelets. It's a cuff.
Oh, I need that because the other one don't fit me. I got fat wrists.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The cuff will be good.
I'm gonna get
We'll
one
have
of
to
those.
order one of those.
You got those muscles, Bruce. You got those.
I love it.
We'll link up your website in the show notes too. So if anybody's listening to this or watching it, just look below and we'll link up Mark's website.
Ooh, thank you.
Check that out.
So the one question I got was, hold on. This one's from Rob. How did you get your start with Mickey? So we know it's been a while, right?
It's been a while, yeah. So since we got nothing but time. So in a nutshell, really quick, I was always class clown. And when I was in school, and it was a career day. And so all these different companies were there. And then there was a little Disney area. And I was walking with my friends, and there's a lady standing there with a Disney name tag on in a little suit, just smiling. And nobody was really going up there because Disney was kind of far away from where I lived. So we were like, oh, Disney World, okay. So nobody was going up, but she was just kind of smiling, waving at people as they walked by. So I walked up to her, and she said, hi, you're interested in getting a job at the Walt Disney Company? And I said, yeah. And I was being silly, and they had this big, it was a big advertisement, and it was like a family in front of the castle, but holding their hand was Goofy. No. And I said, yeah, I want a job, but I want to do that. And I pointed at Goofy. So all my friends were laughing. They're like, Mark's so funny. He pointed at Goofy. And then she smiled, and she went, well, you can. And I was like, what?
Oh
so
my gosh.
As I walked with my friends, I came back over, and she explained to me the process. And she said, well, there's a process. She goes, if you want to be, this role is in entertainment. And there's an audition process. You call this number, and they'll tell you when the auditions are, and you have a shot. And I was like, what? So I remember I called. I found there's going to be an audition at in Orlando at Valencia Community College in their auditorium. And I begged my mom. I said, Mom, please, 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 please. She's like, okay. Drove me out there. I auditioned, and it was literally, when I walked in, it was terrifying. It was like any of those reality shows where people are dancing. It was, I walked in, I signed my paperwork, and they put me in a room, and it was literally lines of people, and there was one choreographer up front, and he's like, 5, 6, 7, 8, and step. And turn, and walk back, and this. And, walk, and shimmy, turn, pas de bourrée, and stop. Okay, we got it? One more time. 5, 6. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Did you do that?
I don't know what that is. So I'm in the back, just like making it up. Because let's say there's a line of a row of 5 groups, right? A line of 5 people, like 9 people long. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the back, I'm making stuff up. And then they said, okay, rotate, back row to the front.
Oh my.
And so.
You just literally described my nightmare.
Yeah, oh yeah, Bruce, it was serious. It was serious. But the good thing is they said that, no matter what, we know everyone can't dance. Keep smiling, because not only if you can't dance, we want to see that you are comfortable doing something you're uncomfortable with, and that you're pleasant. So they taught you routines, and then you went out to these judges, just like so you think you could dance in American Idol. You have these judges sitting there, and they would send you out in front of them like 6 at a time, and you had to do a routine. They'd hit play, and you do your routine that they taught you, and they would go, you this way, you this way, and they would keep moving you, and then they would to 3 different spots, one way, this way, and that way. One way was you're good, and you can dance. The other one was you have potential, and the other one, we don't have anything for you. I kept staying in the second group. You have potential, and so what they were doing is they were casting for shows. So let's say the castle show. So they wanted dancers for the castle show, and to preserve the magic, I'm gonna just call everything dancers from now on. Okay, you get my drift.
Yeah.
Yep.
So so castle show, that's a pretty big show, right?
Yeah.
People watching it, a lot of dancing. So they'd be like, we got people for the castle show, you 2 this way. You're not good enough for the castle show, but we have some more things. You go this way. Thank you very much. You guys can go home. So I kept going until I got all the way down to where I basically carried lights in the electric light parade.
Nice. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen many shows in my life, and I don't recall Goofy or Mickey being fantastic dancers.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have a point. What it is that especially in the 90s, they did the same moves the dancers did.
They did?
They did.
No, they're like me dancing. They have like 3 moves.
Yeah. But in the 90s, Bruce, they actually did. And then I think then unions got involved in different things like that, and they started to separate the 2. But in the beginning, I would say when I came in the 90s, there were some castle shows and shows at the Contemporary where everybody was doing the same pretty elaborate moves if you're not a dancer.
Dang, so I'm never going to be one of the characters then.
No.
Well, you can.
I can't dance, and I'm afraid of people.
I made it, Bruce.
He'll be grumpy.
Yeah.
I made it. Yeah. You can be grumpy.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so the next question was from Katie. What's your favorite Disney ride ever? It doesn't have to currently be still around, past or present. So one ride, one attraction that is your favorite.
I think I said this on the show last time.
Yeah.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yep. And I know because I agreed with you. I love that attraction. And so I got to ride.
Oh, I just noticed the hat. there.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's my favorite. Now his favorite, right?
I love it.
Yeah. So much fun. Okay. So these next questions are would you rathers?
Hold on. Okay. One's from Bruce. Mark, can we come with you to Disney next time you go? From Bruce.
I would rather, yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect.
Got that. Had to get that one out of the way.
Got it out of the way. Okay. Would you rather, would you rather show Walt Disney around Walt Disney World or have Walt show you around Disneyland?
Oh. Woo. Dude, who's that? Who did that? Whose question?
You know what? I didn't write her name down
Okay,
or his name down, but that's a great one, right?
yeah, if you're watching, what a fantastic question.
I
Oh
got to
my
get the name
goodness.
now because I feel bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. I had Joe Rohde show me around Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Oh, that must have been amazing.
Yeah, Dinoland. Well, he showed us around Dinoland USA, and that was amazing. Oh, that's a fantastic
That's it's from Ashley, by the way.
Ashley, that's a fantastic
Thank you, Ashley.
I would rather Walt Disney show me around Disneyland. I mean,
My man.
He's a storyteller. I mean,
Yes.
we'd probably be at the entrance for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like, there's these videos on YouTube where Walt in the studio describes the attractions, and it's unlike anything you've ever heard somebody describing an attraction. Imagine that in real life.
Yeah. I think my awesome nightmare would be, and not a bad way, I would just be so nervous the day before to show Walt around Walt Disney.
Oh yeah.
I would
Totally.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, that'll be like one of those days I wouldn't show up.
Where's Mark?
Yeah.
But I think yes, definitely Walt showing me around Disneyland. That would be a lifetime. That would be because I know Bruce used to post a lot of those things where you talk about on the Wonderful World of Disney with his little long stick telling you about Epcot.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's amazing.
That would just be amazing. Yeah.
There's no doubt. Anybody who chooses the other ones should be blocked from listening to this.
It's good though. It would be cool though. It would be a good challenge.
I don't know enough. Like, I feel like I wouldn't know enough.
You would just stumble.
I would be like talking, and then he would look at me like, "Why are you doing this? Like, why am I following you around talking about Disney World? You're very much unqualified to do that." I'd be like, "You're right. Where's Mark?"
All right, this next one's from JB. It's the year 2021, and all the new Epcot attractions are out. Would you rather Ratatouille attraction or the new Tron?
Oh, that's a great question. But it's into my benefit because I've already ridden Ratatouille in France.
Oh.
Yes. So I go right for Tron.
Is it the same Ratatouille attraction coming or similar one coming to Epcot?
I would assume so. But I speak from no facts. But I would assume it is.
Tron does look pretty epic though.
Yeah, and Tron exists already, right? Isn't Tron in Shanghai?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks really, I mean, yeah.
Same ride mechanism?
Yep.
Yeah.
The seat's a little funky. So they have the seat, the motorcycle out front in front of Space Mountain right now. So you can sit and try. It's a little weird, like getting in there. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be awkward, I think.
It's kind of like the Banshee one a little bit.
Yeah.
But like you're going on a roller coaster.
Right. I have this fear of getting in and out of attractions while other people are waiting in line.
Oh.
So yeah, that one gave me a little anxiety.
What's more awkward? Getting out of Space Mountain in Disney World when there's people the good thing about getting out of Space Mountain is there's no one really watching other than the cast members.
Right.
Like seeing me try to struggle to get out of Space Mountain's pretty funny.
Right?
Yeah.
Your hair's all messy.
Yeah, I'm always I don't have any hair, but,
oh, that's true.
but I'm always in a rush, and it's like I feel like I need to get out fast, but
I try to go with my friends, but my legs got to go around a stranger.
Yeah, you're tall. You're taller than me.
You are taller than Bruce.
Do you fit on Space Mountain?
You know what? I won't go anymore.
No.
It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. And recently when I rode, I don't really fit on Splash Mountain anymore because they changed how you the restraints. So I sit sideways, and I had an experience kind of like you said, Connie. This was a different theme park at King's Dominion, and I rode Son of Beast, which is closed now. And I couldn't fit, so I sat sideways, so my knees were pointed to the right, and I hurt myself.
Oh no!
Anytime I sit on an attraction that has bumps and dips, and I sit sideways, I don't do it because you can hurt yourself.
Yeah, they're not big guy friendly.
No, they're definitely some aren't for sure.
Some are not, and combine that with the awkwardness of the shape. It's I'm a hot mess.
So anybody out there, if you're tall and if you have to sit on an attraction that's just not like a dark, smooth ride, there's bumps and drops, and you're sitting sideways. That's not good for your spine. I was thinking,
it's pretty weird for your people sitting with you too. Like, hey, excuse me, can I put my legs over yours?
Excuse me, sir.
Like, listen, lady, I know I went the single rider line, but come on.
You can't do like on an airplane, like buy both seats, right?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
I wish you could.
Yeah, could you imagine to buy 2 tickets? I'd like 2 park hoppers, please.
I would totally pay for that. Knowing me, I would definitely pay. That would be the best day ever in my life, knowing I could go on an attraction by myself and never have to sit in next to anybody.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
don't,
man.
I'm the one that takes one for the team every time.
That is
though.
true.
So yeah, I don't even know what you're talking. You basically do that now.
That's true.
Okay, this is a different version. So this is an in or are you out? So it's
In or
kind of
out, okay.
yes. Are you in or are you out? So
Curious.
in other words, are you in Tonga toast? Are you in or are you out?
I'm
Do you-
in. Bruce
all
put
right.
me on something amazing.
All right.
Spam.
With spam. Yeah. Okay. So this next one, I don't know who it's from, but it says, are you in or you're out? Mickey's Runaway Railway replacing the Great Movie Ride.
Mm.
We know you probably have ridden the attraction now, right?
I'm recovering from a back injury.
Oh.
So I was in the middle of my back pain when we did the live stream of the opening.
Okay.
Did not experience it.
Oh.
Because I was hurt pretty bad. And they're like, Mark,
Didn't know that.
yeah, I wouldn't ride it
Yeah.
right now. So unfortunately, and then I never got to ride it. But
But if you have to judge a book by its cover.
yeah. I'm excited about it. My neighbor across the street has actually worked on the attraction. So you tell me, Mark, it's really good. It's really funny. It replacing the Great Movie Ride. A lot of people love the Great Movie Ride, but they weren't riding it.
Right.
Right.
Good point.
So
No, that's a
they
good
weren't
point.
right. There weren't people lining up like, we love Great Movie Ride and don't take it away. So we had new people riding the Great Movie Ride, and they'd ride it and be like, I don't know who these women are in this pool, which was big, and it's great. It's fantastic. But, they updated it very well. They updated the pre-show. They updated a couple of videos. But as far as the animatronics and stuff, they were very, very, very dated. Not a bad thing,
Mhm.
but, it was getting old. So I don't have an issue with it. I mean, we mentioned Walt, and Walt was always looking for the next to upgrade, and he said Walt Disney World was always changing. So
Yeah.
I think the Great Movie Ride did its thing,
Mhm.
and I appreciate it, and I've ridden it several times. But I don't think person who hasn't experienced the Great Movie Ride necessarily is missing anything, because we got some historic things. We got Mickey with his first ever attraction.
Right.
Right.
The Mickey shorts. I know a lot of people. You either love them or you hate them. I love them.
Mhm.
I think they're very funny, and it's exciting, and it's a ride for the whole family. And it's a nice, cool ride. So I don't mind it. To answer the question, I don't mind that it's been replaced.
So you're in.
I'm in.
I think I was out, and now after I'm talking to you, you made such great points that I think I'm in now too. Like I know a lot of our listeners are going to be shocked.
I mean, I think that, like you said, Walt always wanted to improve the park and change, and it was never a park where that was going to be the same forever. I think he said something about it's not a museum; it's a park. We're always going to be updating it.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. It was the fact, like, our kids are younger, and they didn't really know or remember or have ever seen the movies that were portrayed in the Great Movie Ride for the majority of them.
Yeah.
They got to the end.
Right. I think my favorite. I mean, Singing in the Rain. I mean, it's fantastic. They're great movies, but the animatronics they're also dated. They didn't. The Witch was state of the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically everything else were not the animatronics we see now. And I will say I did go through the pre-show of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Mhm.
And it's the pre-show to get you into the queue line of the load area is really cool. It's actually really cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is there a question about Rise of the Resistance?
Let me check.
Because if there's not, I'm gonna add one.
I don't think so.
Have you ridden Rise of the Resistance?
Yes.
Is that amazing or what?
Have you ridden it?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to check. It is.
We rode it.
Go ahead.
Rode it in Disneyland, not Disney World.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we didn't get it in Disney World, but we got it in Disney.
I believe it's the same.
Yeah, but
here's the difference. Here's the difference. What I've noticed, and for the I've been to Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, but before it opened at Walt Disney World. So Rise opened at Disney World before Disneyland.
Yeah,
and I know the queue area is in where they call the ruins, and I heard, and it made sense when I read the book Black Spire Outpost. So if any fans have read the book Black Spire Outpost, this is really cool. And if you haven't, this is kind of cool. So
Okay.
in both lands, they're shaped differently, a little different.
Yep.
But they represent the same space. And the ruins are on Batu. There was a civilization that lived there before the people who live there now. That's part of the story. So everyone who lives there is long, even the oldest person who's been on there, they have no idea of the civilization that lived there before them. They have no idea. And the spires are old trees that are now petrified. So there used to be a giant forest. So the people, as the oldest person that have been there, that have recorded any kind of history, don't know the trees. They've always been petrified. And so there was a civilization that lived there before. And the ruins where Rise of the Resistance is, at Disneyland, the Q area is designed to look like the ruins more spiritually. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's more spiritual as you go through the ruins before the rebels took over that cave, that abandoned area, and turned it into a base. But at Walt Disney World, the ruins, as soon as you walk in, quickly look like the rebels have taken over. So there's a lot of equipment and different things like that. So I don't know how it looks in Disneyland, but you've been through the Q, Connie and Bruce.
Yeah.
So tell me, it's a little different. I know there's crates and everything like the rebels took over, but did you also get a sense of something predating when they were there? Maybe candles, maybe.
Did we?
I don't remember now that you say that. We haven't been on Disney World version yet, so I can't.
It was hard to compare, yeah.
But it was one of those things where the kids were so excited to go on it, like, and we didn't spend a ton of time.
You're probably moving through pretty quickly.
Yeah, we were trying to absorb as much as we could, anticipating going on.
And for the first time, like, we didn't record anything while we were walking through the queue, mainly because we really wanted to just be in the moment with the kids.
Yeah, and that's good.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best part about Disney going to any park is you people are like, oh, how many times can you go on Haunted Mansion or on Rise of the Resistance? But like, you get to see different things. They're so immersive. You get to see new things that you've never noticed before the more you go on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like that we didn't get to go on Rise in Hollywood Studios, but the whole part of the land area and the difference I feel like between the two parks is definitely there. Like, there's definitely a different vibe in the two parks. Don't you feel? Like, just Galaxy's Edge.
I honestly don't know how to judge it because we were in Disney World and it was tremendously busy.
And raining.
And we were in Disneyland and it just wasn't quite as busy. So I don't know how to compare the two right now. I think we'll have to like go back to Disney World on maybe when it's, I don't want to say it's not busy because it's always busy there, but like on a day when it wasn't as busy as we experienced at the beginning. It was just people.
No, I don't think it was the busyness. I think it was the sideways rain.
Maybe that was it.
It was cold and sideways raining. Like,
that might have been a little bit of it too.
Yeah. We brought the New England weather with us that trip, so which was unfortunate for everybody. But
one thing, Leland Chief's part of the story group, and as a joke, I said the difference between he had pointed out the difference between Disneyland and Walt Disney, Galaxy's Edge is Disneyland and Galaxy's Edge is Walt Disney World, and we have so many lightning rods. So I said, oh, we should call them forced lightning rods because there's so much lightning in Florida. Right. There's not a lot in Disneyland, so that was pretty.
And maybe that's why it's different too, like the way the climate, the totally night and day climate. Why, so that might be also why it's so different from each land. But definitely, we got to go back and
of course,
and, obviously,
you gotta get on in Disney World.
Yeah,
we couldn't get on.
It was my fault. I was in a bad mood, Mark. I'm not gonna they're not gonna let me live it down. Currently, so
it happens.
We didn't have to get up quite as early in Disneyland as you do in Disney World.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
That's where they lost me.
Yeah. How many times did you ride it?
Once.
Once, because there's two, like you pointed out, Bruce. Every time you do something at Disney, you get a different angle. Even on Rise itself, there's a moment where you come face to face with an AT-AT, and there's one way you look at it one way, and another ride you look at it from a different angle.
Really?
You see the top of it, or you see the bottom of it. Yeah.
No way. That's really interesting. That's
So
what
it's
I
like-
love about these. It's like every time you go, you experience something different, like you said
Yeah.
earlier. So that's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was the best ride. I mean, I usually have low expectations. I try to go into these attractions with low expectations because I don't want to, like, sometimes they don't live up to it. But this one I went in with really high expectations and it totally exceeded them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When
No,
I got, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say when I got off, when I rode it the first time, I felt like I was in there for like a week. Like it was like a whole bunch of different experiences.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, go ahead, Connie. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say Bruce's key to life is low expectations, while as yours is laugh at life. So
Yeah.
it's like totally different.
You'll always be impressed.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, nothing ever lets you down. If you have low expectations, not that you expect the worst. I think there's a difference. Just have low expectations. It's like going to a movie. Every time I go to a movie that I don't really want to go to, I end up loving it. And every time I go to a movie that I'm so excited to see, for the most part, it ends up letting you down a little bit, except for Avengers.
No, okay.
Marvel movies usually tend to live up to the hype.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Sometimes your anticipation is just way better than the payoff.
Yeah. That's what we try to tell people too when they're booking their Disney vacation. Like, the lead up time and planning and getting psyched up and talking to your family about going is part of the vacation.
Yeah.
That makes it so fun.
Well, yeah, I've signed up with my magic band, and Disney does a good job. Like Woody's like 5 days till I see you.
Yeah.
You're like, yes.
Exactly.
4 days till the family comes.
Yeah.
That's the best.
All right. Any more in or outs, or would you rather?
That's it. I just want to thank you, Mark, so much for joining us and just sharing all your Disney knowledge. And we have so much fun hanging out with you. I can't wait to see you in person. Give you a big hug.
I know. I can't wait to take that tour of Indiana Jones with you.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be awesome. We'll have to get Tonga toast next time we're down there too.
Tonga toast, definitely. I think I might be wrong, but I know Disney Parks blog has been showing you how to make some of the Disney snacks at home.
Yes.
Did they do Tonga toast?
I don't know if they did Tonga toast, but
Or was it French toast, kind of?
Yeah, someone shared. So in our Patreon group that we have a lot of people trying to make and recreate the meals. So one of them was Tonga, but I don't know if it came from the official Disney blog yet. But basically, what we keep saying is, yeah, it's good, but
it's the atmosphere.
It's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So we kind of avoid doing it at home.
My middle name is going to be Tonga Toast because every time the internet mentions Tonga Toast, I get 17 messages. Bruce, did you see this?
Right.
Bruce, did you see this?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw it.
It's been one of those things.
Yeah, it's good. Nothing lives up to the real Polynesian atmosphere of eating Tonga Toast there.
Definitely.
It's like those Mickey bars they sell now at the grocery stores.
Yeah,
like, yeah, like they're good to have, right? But it's nothing like the real thing in
Not
the
that
park.
car with that cast member standing there and they're like, it's hot, and you're like, oh, there it is.
Exactly.
Yes. Or on, like, we went to the Halloween night.
Oh.
Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
It was the villains party.
And they were giving out free ice creams. That was the best day ever.
Oh, you know, I'm sad because I actually booked for my girlfriend. They have Animal Kingdom kind of has a
after hours,
and she had never been to Animal Kingdom, and I told her, here's how we're gonna do it. You know, don't worry about riding Flight of Passage because we're coming back at night, and I was gonna do Wild Africa Trek. I had that booked.
Yeah,
and that was gonna happen this month. So it'll happen again, but
it'll happen. Have you done a villains after party with the villains? That was fun.
I did it, kind of was working. So yes, we did a live stream once. And,
yeah.
See, and again, a lot of the Castle show had a lot of performers from the Indiana Jones stunt show. Like when Jafar came out and they were doing their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are performers from Indiana Jones.
You know what we have to ask you? I have to ask you this. There was a DJ from the Villains After Hour. He was the best DJ ever. Do you know who that is?
He got Bruce to dance.
Oh wow! And is this?
It was ugly. It happened. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was embarrassing.
We need to know who that was because
if you I can find out, but there's there could be like I don't know who it was. I'm sure I know them.
Yeah,
but
there's probably a couple different guys though, right?
Yeah. But you have to tell me his name, or I could just look and say, hey, who
was there?
But he was the best DJ. It was like I felt kind of bad. It was about what day was it or
no? Where was he?
Oh, it was
Magic
up on the
Kingdom.
castle. Up on the castle, like the nighttime show. He was.
You're shouting. You're so excited.
I know. Sorry. He was doing. I like the performers who are like into their job and get the crowd going.
Like
and he was
you,
all by
right.
himself.
Yeah.
And there was like a crowd of people there, and he was like doing the DJ turntables, getting the music going. And then he would like run out in front and get people excited up, then run back over to the turntables. And he just did a great job.
And he usually does New Year's Eve.
Oh.
It's really crowded, and so he's really good at it. So I think I know what you're talking about.
It just got me excited. I don't want to dance, and I was like, I feel like I got to dance now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's just making me feel like I have to. I respect him.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We just have to thank him.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Mark, where can people go follow you or check you out online if they want to go say hello after?
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you. You can check me out. I'm doing on YouTube. It's LOL, the number 4, life. LOL. No, sorry. Scratch that. LOL for Mark Daniel. LOL, the number 4, Mark Daniel on YouTube. LOL for Mark Daniel on Twitter and also Instagram.
Instagram. You're on Instagram too. I love your content.
Yeah.
And I've been doing the TikTok as the kids are doing now.
Oh yeah.
Be careful. That's addicting.
Yeah, it is. And they're always
do you like TikTok?
You know what? I thought about that. That's a great question, Bruce. Because I miss Vine. I'm old school. I miss Vine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What TikTok? I think TikTok is actually going to get bigger and bigger because what's unique about TikTok is they're adding in these new features where you can edit your videos with more and more effects really quickly. So just in the sense of just an editing tool for entertainment, it's really good. And it allows you to save your video. You don't even have to upload it. You can save it. So you can make a video for something else.
Yeah.
The only thing it have is the TikTok tag on it and you can use it elsewhere. So they have some really cool features that are quick and easy to use with just a touch of the button that would be in a very expensive editing app.
So
fun. Such a fun outlet for you. Like I said, I love all your content that you put out there. So
yeah, if you're ever looking to waste 3 hours, not waste, but like you need to wait 3 hours for something, just hop on TikTok and say you're going to hop on for 5 minutes, and before you know it, 2 hours goes by.
2 hours.
Yeah, so many people are so talented with the stuff they're doing.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Like,
crazy. Yeah.
All right, Mark.
So,
But if you're listening to the podcast now, we'll link up Mark's social and his website and YouTube channel over on UnlockingTheMagic.com.
if you're listening.
Well, I mean, like if you're out and about.
Got it.
You know, people like to
I was
multitask while they listen to the podcast.
I like to call you out because sometimes I say things like that and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, call me out. That's fine. Totally fine.
Sorry.
Mark, it was great having you on the podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining us. It was awesome talking to you once again.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys having me back on Unlocking the Magic. Thank you very much, Bruce. Thank you very much, Connie. And hello to all you listeners. Thank you for listening to me just babble on, and I can talk for hours. And
I love it.
so I love sharing my experience. So all the questions were fantastic. All the ins and outs were fantastic. I love doing them. I'll come back anytime. I'll just come on the show and do like 100 in and outs and
we should do a speed round. Would you rather?
Definitely.
In and out.
Yeah.
Just like real quick.
Real quick, and we'll get them all in.
Yeah.
Love
if
it.
you're listening to us, send them in. Send us in your would you rathers and in and outs. We'll
Mark.
get Mark back on another time.
There we go.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.